Hello, my name is Shitiz Srivastava and this is my video blog. In this video blog, I want to tell you how to become an assistant director. A lot of people on Quora ask how to become assistant director when they come to Mumbai. Now, this particular blog is only about Mumbai film industry because I don't know anything about other film industry. I don't know anything about Hollywood or Chennai or Hyderabad or Kannada film industry. I only know about Mumbai film industry because I have struggled there and I know what are the pros and cons of struggling there. So one of the most important thing about becoming an assistant director is that you have to have some basic knowledge of films. A lot of people get there and they have no knowledge of film. They are just running after glamour and they just reach there and they say that they want to become assistant director. But when the directors and producers ask them the right questions that whether they have seen this particular film and what is their opinion about that particular film, they have nothing to say because they haven't seen the films. So if you are going into the film field, you need to have some knowledge of films. For that, I would recommend that if you have decided, like if you are in your college and you have decided that you want to become assistant director in the future, start reading film books, start watching a lot of movies, because when you reach there, you need to have some knowledge about all these things so that when people ask you, they know that you are actually interested in doing some films. And I would suggest if you want to become an assistant director, every production house needs assistant directors. They won't pay you, they would call you an intern assistant director because that's a terminology that they use to not pay you any money. I would suggest don't worry about that. Take some money from your parents and you have to take as much money that you can survive for 1 year, and you start doing intern for a lot of production houses. No matter what film you get, no matter what ad film you get, no matter what TV serial you get, you start doing that, because while you are on set, you will make a lot of connections with a lot of people, and with that you can get a lot of projects. And once you have built a resume of like 5 or 6 projects that you have done, then you can start charging money for that. Some people do it very fast, some people takes a lot of time for people to become an assistant director, and that's how you gradually move. But if you are very arrogant and you go on sets and you don't mingle with everybody, you don't believe in networking and making connections, and you're just concentrating on your work, nothing is going to happen. Filmmaking is not just about having the knowledge and executing it. Filmmaking is also about leadership. Filmmaking is also about meeting with people. It is also about human resource management. You have to make a lot of friends while you're on set, and these people, when they go on other projects after the film ends, they're going to call you if you have behaved nicely on set and if you were very efficient on set. So I would suggest that whenever you get any job of assistant director, you start working very diligently about it. You just focus on your work and mingle with people on the dinner and on the lunch and the wrap-up parties, and make a lot of friends, get all the phone numbers of the people and be in touch with all those people, because those are the people who are going to give you more job. So this is one thing which you can do to become assistant director. Now there are 4 or 5 ways in which you can approach going to Mumbai and become a film assistant director. One of those is that if you have very good connections in film industry, if you have very good connections in film industry, then it's very easy for you to go and begin your journey as an assistant director, because you will get inside very easily. The places where it is very difficult to get inside, like Yash Raj and Dharma, it is very difficult to get inside because everyone inside that place is having some connections or other. You cannot just go there and submit your resume and they're going to call you. That's not going to happen there. A lot of production houses do not hire any interns just from the resume. They hire you based on your connections, but that does not mean that you cannot submit your resume. I would suggest that you write at least 15 mails of your resume to different production houses. You go personally, you also can go to production houses personally and submit your hard copy of your resume. That will help because they will get to know your name and someone is going to see your resume, and maybe there is a chance that they will call you for assistant director job. Now there are times when people start doing this shit and after 4 or 5 days they lose the motivation. The thing is, not every time a production house is making a film. Most of the production house make 1 or 2 films a year. For that they don't need too many of assistant directors. You just keep submitting your resume for like 6 months and then you might get a call from a very big production house when they will need assistant. I got one of the assistant jobs after 6 months of submitting my resume, and I didn't know whether I have submitted my resume or not, but they told me that I have submitted my resume 6 months back and now they have a vacancy for the assistant director, and I couldn't believe that they had kept my resume for that purpose. So miracles can happen there, and people always call you if they need you and if you are good enough, and that's how it happens. So another method is that you join a film school. When you join a film school, you already get a lot of connection, but you should not should not join a private film school, because that takes a lot of money from your pocket, and also you don't get a lot of connections. You just learn things that you can actually learn from the books. I would suggest that you go for FTI, SRFTI or Adyar Institute in Chennai, and there are lots of government institutes in there's an institute in Odisha, I guess, there's an institute in Kerala, I guess, which is a government institute, and we should go through that institute because those institutes are like IITs, in which the seniors always keep coming back to those institutes, and those seniors already has job in the film industry and they can help you get jobs in their own respective fields. So do not join private schools because they do not have this seniority and juniority section where, and the people who get out of those film schools do not have that bonding with the school and they do not give you the job. after coming out of a private film school, you will find yourself jobless and no one will care about your resume or the knowledge that you have got. FTI is one of the biggest institute that you can go to, and it has a lot of value. If you are from FTI, you are going to get job no matter what. If you send your resume and if you are from FTI, people are going to call you like anything. So this is second method that you can use to become a chief assistant director. Third, I told you, just go and keep submitting your resume, and that's how you start getting the job. Fourth method is that you don't neither submit your resume nor go to any film school. You start making your own short films. By making your 4 or 5 short films, you can submit those short films to a production house, and they will see that you have the potential of actually going outside and making some short film, and they will call you just because you have the courage to make short films. And that is a big resume that no 2-3 pieces of paper can actually put together, can actually bring in front of a producer or director. If a producer and director sees that you're very enthusiastic and you're very much interested and you're a very active guy who can actually go ahead and make your short films and shoot something, they will immediately call you. So these are 4 or 5 methods that you can do to actually become a chief assistant, to become not just chief assistant director, the assistant director there. And now, since I've opened the topic of chief assistant director, I would like to tell you how the ranks of assistant directors is lined up. So there is a chief assistant director, which is the head of all the assistant directors. He is directly coordinating with the director, and he is setting all the set, and he is setting all the scenes on the set. And there are second assistant director and third assistant director and fourth assistant directors, and the work of them is divided according to the costumes, arts, production, and they coordinate with the respective fields. So there must be an AD who will be coordinating with the artists only. There will be an AD who will be coordinating with the junior artists only. There will be an AD who will be coordinating with the art. There will be an AD who will be directly dealing with the costumes. So and there will be an AD who will be looking after the script and whether that particular scene is shot or not. So this is how the AD job is bifurcated. So there is no seniority, juniority after chief assistant director. There is also DA called director's assistant, which is who directly coordinates with the director, and he sees whether the particular scene is going to be shot according to his vision or not, and he's just there to help the director. He's not one of those guys who is roaming around on the set. He just sits with the director on the monitor and he tells him whether his vision is getting met or not, which they have discussed in the pre-production. So that's how you bifurcate the job on the AD. So whatever job you get when you are doing the intern or whenever you are entering into the assistant direction job, you start doing that job, and every job is going to teach you something. It does not matter whether you get an art job or costume job or artist coordination job. What matters is that you learn all these arts, because when you become a director in the future, everything is going to help you out. So with that, I would say go to Mumbai, but prepare yourself before going to the Mumbai. Read a lot of books, watch a lot of movies, get a lot of knowledge about filmmaking, and then reach to Mumbai, and then everything will be very easy for you. Otherwise, you will just get frustrated and struggle a lot before you land up your first job. Thank you.